Weather Team, certified by Weather Rate, sponsored by AC Designs.
And as we take a look out the window, I think it's one of those days, especially if you're looking into the sun, or that is toward the west, it actually looks threatening than it is. Now, we have some rain showers out there, but I think if this was a typical summer afternoon, you might think, wow, these are some thunderstorms with long, heavy rainfalls and even lightning. And I don't think so, although we'll continue with some showers heading from east to west, so that is toward the sun. I'm not expecting any lightning, and most of the showers will be brief. In fact, I think some of us wouldn't mind, especially as we got deeper into the night, some longer rainfall, because a lot of us are pretty darn dry. But look what the clouds and the winds do, holding the temperature down. 84 degrees right now officially. These are sustained winds at 18, and we're getting some gusts occasionally up to 30 miles per hour. Keep that in mind, because once these winds and showers decrease, temperatures and how it feels like are going to go the other way. Now, the heat is now building. In fact, it's actually hotter right now in Chicago than it is in Jacksonville. And remember, heat is potential energy, and that heat has gone all the way to the Canadian border where there are tornado warnings right now. But the focus for many areas, especially down south, on two tropical systems. Now, the much more significant system, not the one heading toward us. Relatively speaking, this is weak. This is the big one, and their big concern on the Texas coast and for our friends in Mexico. I think especially from Corpus Christi down to the Rio Grande Valley will be rainfall amounts, totals of 10 to 15 inches. They've already had a very wet spring and early summer, and unfortunately could cause some catastrophic situations. And remember, we talked about the fact that there's 3 tropical cyclones, potential cyclones, that the Hurricane Center is watching, and it looks like one is forming on the other. But what they're actually talking about, that is the third system, is a swirl in the Central American area. Well, notice by Thursday, what we're watching in the Gulf will be well inland and weakening. And then that swirl will begin to intensify and head into the Gulf of Mexico as well. Although that looks like that will eventually be a big rainmaker for Mexico and Texas, and not for us here in Florida. I hesitate to say, but I might as well, there could be a 4th system in the Gulf that would be in a week. That might come out, might go in a different direction. But let's talk about our main concern, and that is the high rip current risk. Again, I know for most of us who are working, this won't be a problem for us, but if you're off, maybe family and friends, you're going to go to the beaches, pretty warm temperature still, certainly a warm ocean. Look at the surf temperature, 85 degrees. But because of those winds, the rip current risk will stay high. Red flags are flying. It's dangerous. Here's our potential tropical cyclone. But remember, even though it's going ashore, forecast 2 in Mexico, tropical storm warnings extend all the way up to Galveston. I'm talking about 400 miles north of landfall, and here's why. I'm showing you the winds, tropical storm force winds. The core of the system is way down here. But because it's so large, thank goodness this system is getting ashore before it intensifies. Notice what's going to happen to us, though. As the winds and showers decrease, which will be late Friday, look at the feel-like temperature, 105, 107, and that's just for the weekend. It could feel just as hot early next week.